Hello, everyone. It's Ruby, and this is the start of the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard New York City concert vacation, or the Gizcation, or the Giz Venture, or whatever you want to call it. So, right now it is 8:30 p.m. On a Wednesday night, and tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning, yes, 4:30, I'll be waking up to go to the airport and fly all the way to New York City. I'm going to be seeing Giz 3 nights in a row for 2 rock sets and 1 rave set. They did announce a second rave set in Brooklyn, but due to class and other reasons, I cannot make it to that one, but that's fine, honestly. It's going to be a really fun weekend, very fun experience, very fun trip. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's my favorite band, and I'm really excited. I've seen them at Forest Hill Stadium in 2024 and 2025. This is my 3rd time traveling to New York City to see Giz. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be taking a few clips from the show and just kind of documenting my experience. I'm not going to record much of the shows. I mean, I'll do little clips for each song, but the shows are going to be streamed on YouTube, so if you're watching this and you want to see the full shows, they're going to be on YouTube. Someone will re-upload the live streams, and yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Uber's going to be here in 5 minutes. Let's do it. Alright, so we're at the hotel. We're about to get going. Me and Sam, who's off camera, we're going to get going, and yeah, it's going to be fun. Time for night 1. It might get wet, might be raining. Let's have some fun. Okay, so this is being recorded after the weekend, but I kind of want to tell you guys the story of night 1. So, throughout the day, there were reports of rain being a possibility. I think there was like an 80% chance of rain happening, and we were just desperately hoping that it either just wouldn't happen or would be very light rain and would happen before the show. So we got in the car and we drove to the Forest Hill Stadium, and it just began to pour. Like, it was insane. It was really heavy, just endless rain. And we parked really close to the venue, and a lot of people were inside the venue. We weren't. We were in our car, and they had to seek shelter, and we thought the show was going to get canceled because there were flash flood warnings, and there was even a tornado warning, which luckily ended up being a very, very small tornado that was basically nothing. But we thought for sure that the show was going to get canceled because there was just so much rain. D Spitz, I might have butchered the pronunciation. They were supposed to open that night, and they had to cancel. And King Gizzard was supposed to start at 7:30, but it reached 7:30, and they were not able to go on stage. And I kept checking for updates. The Forest Hills Stadium said that they would just wait for the weather to get less bad, and the show would still go on. So we were just desperately hoping that the rain would calm down. And eventually it did. At about like 7:40, it started to calm down. So we got out of the car, put ponchos on, walked to the venue in the rain. It was still raining, but it wasn't raining quite as hard. And people started to get let back in, and we then got our seats, and we just watched the show getting absolutely poured on by rain. Now, before I show the clips, at the start it was very much still raining. Not too heavy, but it started to get progressively softer and softer. And after a certain point, the rain stopped. But then on the second to last song, which you'll see in a little bit, it began to just pour again. And it was pretty insane. Editor's note. As I was editing, literally like right before editing the part that you're about to see, the fire alarm went off at the hotel, and this is the second time this had happened with me here. This happened 2 nights ago after the night of the first show, and it happened again tonight. I think something is up with this hotel's fire alarm. Last time it was at 7 a.m., and this time it's at 3 a.m. So that's the end of night one. Night one was an amazing show. We got to hear so many great songs. There were so many great moments. Probably the highlight for me was the Lord of Lightning into the Mind Fuzz suite, back into the Balrog. That was absolutely amazing. I think it's cool that the rain actually kind of added on to some of the songs and sort of, number one, made it more thematically fitting, like, you know, playing Converge, the Lord of Lightning, and Open Water, which fittingly, during Open Water, the rain came back after going away for just a little bit. Open Water brought the rain back, and we got poured on even harder than before, and it was pretty spectacular. It was a great version of the song, too, which, again, the rain made feel even cooler. A lot of times with those strobe lights, you would get this really cool view of, like, the flashing lights, but with the rain going through it. It was this really, really cool image, and in general, it was just a great night. Definitely worth getting soaked. Sam, her shoes got destroyed, and she had to wear damaged shoes for the rest of the trip because she didn't bring a second pair, which I felt horrible about, but it is what it is. And it felt pretty different going to the stadium in such harsh weather, because usually the Forest Hill Stadium is like this lively, fun place where everyone's just kind of chilling, having fun, waiting for the band to come on stage. But this time, I mean, everyone was under shelter. It was pretty frantic. It really does feel like a miracle that the show didn't get canceled, honestly. But I could not be happier that it didn't. I don't care that I got rained on. It was a great night. And with that, we are now on to night two. Me and Sam, we woke up, hung out a little bit, got breakfast, got lunch, and we went to the Giz fan meetup where we actually bought some merch. I will show one of the pictures of my Crumbling Castle t-shirt right there, and Sam's Kenny McCormick from South Park rug there. And we also bought some little buttons too, and I was even given a bottle cap magnet, which I will show on screen somewhere. And yeah, afterwards we went over to the Forest Hill Stadium yet again for the second show, and let's roll the clips. This is the merch line. It's so long. It's not raining tonight, so it's a lot more lively here at the stadium. I got my Hantayumi hat, and I got a Crumbling Castle t-shirt on, and yeah, night two, baby. right. So that was the end of the second night. It was absolutely amazing, possibly even better than the first one. I really enjoyed it a lot. I especially enjoyed not getting rained on this time, of course. And the whole experience of like going to the fan meetup and hanging out with a bunch of chill Gizzheads was a lot of fun. I actually forgot to mention in my last video, I met Ben Bacon, who was absolutely phenomenal to talk to. Very nice guy, very chill person. And I met quite a lot of really nice people too. And in general, it was just a really fun time. I really liked the set list a lot. I loved the microtonal opening, Rattlesnake opener. That's always amazing. I love that we got to hear some kind of rare songs from LW, like Static Electricity, East West Link, and Ataraxia. And I gotta say that Ice 5 going into Altered Beast, that was quite the unexpected transition. I think in general, the highlight of this night probably was the microtonal set. I also wasn't expecting them to roll out Nathan, the synth table, tonight, but they did, and I got to hear Kepler 22B, and I got to hear Shanghai, which has been a bucket list song for 4 years almost now, and that was definitely a highlight for sure. Side Boogie was great also, first performance in America since 2019, and great metal closer. Obviously, Gilgamesh was phenomenal as a metal song. Forgot to mention this, but Extinction on night one was amazing too as a metal song, and getting Venusian 1 was great also. And the Gila Monster closer was a lot of fun, you know, hearing kind of like the crowd chant, and it was just a great show. And also, I forgot to mention that they had Max Weinberg play drums for Hot Water, which was very interesting. Kind of the story of how it happened was cool too, with Jay Weinberg calling him and asking him to do it since he couldn't make it. It was just a great night, and that's pretty much it for night 2. It was just as good, if not better, than night 1, plus no rain. And that leads us into night 3, the rave. All right, we're here at the final night. This is the rave, but we're just waiting in line to be let in right now. And yeah, we once again we cannot do the Brooklyn show tomorrow because I gotta get back to class. But we're doing this rave tonight. It's gonna be interesting. I've never done a rave show before. So, to me, this venue, my first time coming here was in 2024, and whenever I come here, it just kind of feels like it just feels like home to me. You know, when I see King Gizzard here. I was here in 2024 for both nights, and I was here for 2025 for both nights. And this is year 3, and I've only ever been to one Giz show that wasn't here. Actually, I was at the St. Augustine concert in 2024, and for me, this is just the King Gizzard place, Forest Hill Stadium. Look what I got. It's upside down. We got a poster from last night's show. Gonna have to get it rolled up.
Cookie back there too.
that's it. That's it for King Gizzard. The rave show is done. I'm flying back home tomorrow. What a weekend. Or not really a weekend because the first day was on Thursday, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. So we've come to the end with night 3. Me and Sam, we went to the meetup again. It was much less cramped this time, and we bought some more merch. She bought a few shirts, and I bought this sort of Abbey Road Fishing for Fishies t-shirt. And, you know, I forgot to mention this, but on the second night, I bought a Hantayumi hat also. And, yeah. We went to the rave, and, I'm not too into the rave shows, but I gave this one a shot, and it was interesting. There was only 9 songs played, and pretty much all of them went on for, like, over 20 minutes. The first half was kind of just regular songs, but played on the table, which was very odd to me. Also, I'd like to point out that they did a repeat of Sense on the table, which they did last year too, which was kind of interesting to me. Sense into Slow Jam 1 was a very slow start. I think Perihelion on the table was really cool. I loved that Joey guitar solo. But I think really the highlight of this show was just kind of the alien metal songs. I've actually not listened to alien metal in its entirety yet, so this show was kind of my introduction to those songs. Level 5 was a lot of fun. Great song to hear live. It was very heavy and just a lot of fun. Rapid Alpha Decay, I think that was the one they played. I could be wrong. That one was fun too. But alien metal, that was the best part of the night. Phenomenal way to close the rave night. Super fun, super heavy. Chanting Fire Water was just great. And it was a really cool end to the whole trip. And that's pretty much all I got to say. And with that, we have come to the end of the New York City King Gizzard vacation. It was an absolutely phenomenal trip. I had so much fun. Such a great time. I would say that this probably was my favorite King Gizzard vacation I've done, because not only did I get to see such awesome shows, I got to meet people, I got to go to meetups, and just really kind of enjoy the presence of just being there, like in the Gizverse or the Weirdo Swarm, and just all of it. It was just such a phenomenal trip. I had a ton of fun. If you guys have the chance to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, please do. They're truly one of the best bands you can see in concert, and in general, I'm really happy I got to experience this, and that's pretty much all I got to say. My name is Ruby. I am signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.